Hey everybody, welcome back to my monitor channel Made for Moms by A-Bomb. And before we get this video started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can enjoy the mommy clip because it's awesome. If you hear a lot of running water or may notice, I'm in the bathroom. While I'm waiting for my bath, I'm going to film this video for you guys. It's a little mommy me time I'm having right now. I'm going to wear this mask and everything. So I have some time until that happens. I wanted to make a quick video about birthing plans. But before I start, I want to let you guys know that this video and this entire channel is not made for kids. It is made for adults, specifically moms only. So if you're a teen mom, I'm sorry, you need to be 18 or over. There's nothing for kids on this channel, okay? Nothing. So now that we got that out the way, let's talk about what a birthing plan is. So a birthing plan is your list of demands during you giving birth. And I was being funny when I said demands, but it's really a piece of paper or a document that is created by you that kind of talks about how you want your birth to go and things after your birth and stuff like that. So the birthing plan is meant for the doctors and the nurses so that they can try to comply with your list of demands, if at all possible or reasonable for them to be able to do it. So you need to know that before you start writing your birthing plan and getting all excited, that there is a chance that things won't go according to plan. Now, if you're able to understand and accept that, then by all means continue your birthing plan. So you can Google some documents and print them out, and they're kind of pre-filled out, and they have like fill in the blank type situation, and you just write stuff in. Or you can go ahead and make your own. Whatever you do, in order to make the document sealed shut, you need to print and sign your name. So what should be on your birthing plan? You may be asking. I'm glad you asked. For starters, you're going to want to put information about yourself. So your name and any other type of information. Now, I'm sure that you may have already given your doctor your insurance and all that other kind of personal stuff, but go ahead and put your name, your phone number, stuff like that on there. If you have anybody entering the room with you, you want to write their names down as well. So some doctors or midwives or whatever like to greet them by name, or if it's a place where they don't want people in and out, they want to know who these people are. It's nice to say, I'm going to have 3 people in my room and their names is Bob, Sally, and Joe, right? Because things could get out of hand. You could be distracted because you're in labor, and then people could enter the room you don't want to be in there. So it's nice to write down your coaches or your support people's names down as to who's going to be in the room with you. It's important to write the father's name down and whether or not the father plans on cutting the cord or not. Some hospitals will let you record. If they do, it's important to write down that you want to record if possible and who will be doing the recording. Same thing for pictures. If you happen to want to hire a photographer or anything like that, you want to write all that information down so they know who's who and what's going on there. So next to that, you're going to want to write down if you want epidural or not. If you have an idea of when you want epidural, you can write that down. Usually they discuss that with you, but if you want an epidural or don't, if you write down I don't want it, then they won't ask you about it. If you do want it or you're unsure, you can always write unsure, but like to talk to the anesthesiologist who's going to be administering the epidural. You can do that also. You can request those things. If you want a fuzzy blanket after you give birth, you can request it and see if they can get that for you. If you want to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich 30 minutes after you give birth, you can write these things down. As silly as these things sound, you can write these down and they will try to comply with those things because they want to make you as comfortable as possible. So you can also write down if you're open to the discussion of C-sections or understanding the fact that if an emergency happens, you may have to have a C-section. And writing down, you understand that. If you're having a boy, you should write down whether you want the boy circumcised or not. If you are the type of parent who doesn't want any vaccinations for the baby, then you're going to write down, do not vaccinate my baby. Or if you're unsure and you're concerned about it, you can write down, please do not do anything to my baby without talking to me first. That means they will come to you every time they're about to do something. We're going to get the baby bath now. We're going to, and they will talk to you and let you know. If you want the baby to be taken away from you right after birth and get cleaned off, you can write that down. If you want to do skin to skin right away, you can write that down. If you want the baby to go to you first or someone else first, you can write that down. Whatever you write down, they comply with. If you have if you're getting your placenta sent out to, it's like a stem cell research lab, I think that's what they're called, you can write that down. Although you have to take care of that yourself, you have to buy the cooler and everything, and somebody comes in and takes it from you and everything else like that. But if you plan on saving your placenta for any reason, you want to write that down so they don't throw it away. If you don't want other kind of medications like things you're allergic to or sensitivities to certain things, you want to write those things down. So anything that you are hoping to have during your birth, you want to write down. Now again, you want to make sure that you are understanding that things can change, or some of the things you ask for you may not be able to get because they don't have it or they don't have enough or whatever the case. So write down what you want with the understanding that you may or may not be able to get it, or your birthing plan may not go according to plan. Okay, I had a whole birthing plan and I ended up having an emergency C-section. So there you go. Now some of the things didn't actually, I didn't get anything that I really wanted out of my birthing plan because it'll be linked below my labor and delivery story, but it was quite the situation. So everything I wrote down I didn't get because everything just went crazy after the C-section situation. So just understanding that to be a little bit more serious about this, a lot of mothers risk their lives to have babies, and there's a chance that you or the baby may not make it. And if you want to write down a will or your information to give to whoever to make decisions about whatever, that is also something that you can add into your birthing plan. I don't want to scare you at all, but I do want you to know that it's those are things that you should think about. And I never thought about that before, but I almost died giving birth to my daughter, and after I realized that, I wish I would have had more things in place, because if I didn't make it, so let's take that sadness away. So yes, you just want to be able to write things down. You also want to write down things that you want to happen with the baby and certain things like that. So just whatever you're feeling. If you want the baby to stay in the room with you, or you don't, you want to give the baby a bath and you don't want them to do whatever you want, write that down in your birthing plan. So again, you can go on Google. They have nice little cute ones. You can write your own down, but it's nice to have just to kind of let people know what you're thinking about. You can also print out a few and give them to the people who are actually in the room with you while you give birth. That way they can make sure that people are doing what you requested. So I hope this was informative for you. I sense that my bath is ready. So I thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe again and chat with me down in the comments. You can also check out my blog at onthemommyclubblog.wordpress.com. I'll leave it linked below. You can also follow me on Instagram at the Mommy Club IG. I'll leave it on a link down below. And we can chat and stuff like that. I plan on within the next couple of weeks actually opening up an anonymous portion on my blog. So if you guys really have certain feelings about things and you don't want anybody to know it's you, you can type these things anonymously, seeking advice from me or from anybody else, or just to vent and get it up off your chest. So anyway, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys